Good morning, everyone. How are you doing on this beautiful Thursday morning? It's raining, TQ.
It is. It's slowing down though.
Yeah, it's supposed to get out of here in a little bit. It's currently 8:22, but yeah, we're gonna rock out some estimates here. We landed another contract. We'll probably be showing you that one maybe today or tomorrow, but right now we're going, if you guys remember the big house that we just did, the flip house, the gentleman loved the job and he called us about another one he has, and he's like, hey, you guys want to take a look at this one and knock it out? This one's more landscaping than lawn care, so that's what we're currently heading to. But yeah, anything else with you, TQ?
Nope, let's just rock this out.
Let's go. So right here we're just meeting with the client. They're currently working on this house themselves.
Don't need a tub.
No, not that one. That one looks pretty heavy.
Yeah, I thought.
All right, guys, so we're gonna walk this property real quick. This is gonna be basically another flip house. Has a lot of nice landscaping in it. Raised bed that was here, we're gonna clean that up with some new landscape timbers just because the old ones are rotten. It's raining, but we're gonna just clean this up. We're not gonna get too crazy with it. Maybe throw in some fresh mulch once we get it all cleaned up. Tame some of the trees back. Tidy up this fence line here just so they can pull in and out. I told them we'll probably remove this one just because that is really close to the house and it already makes this feel tight. This one's not bad because it recesses back in, but we're not going to take out any of this. We're going to leave all this ground covering, just clean it up. We're going to top this one out. It's pretty big, really dwarfs the house, so we'll clean that one up. That'll open the house up too, make it feel bigger. This one here, once we clean that one up, I'll take a look at it and then we'll bring that one in a little bit also. Same with the front here. TQ can knock that one out real quick, can't you, TQ?
Yeah, I can.
That's probably a 10-minute trim job for her.
Yeah,
Maybe
8 and a half.
No, 8 and a half. Dang, getting a little cocky over here, TQ is. No, now we're gonna head over to the other one because we're gonna be doing some landscaping at that one now because he absolutely loved the lawn care, like I said. So let's head on over there, huh?
Yeah, let's go.
It's always great when customers bring back more business. All right, so just got done back at this one here. We're gonna be doing a landscaping job on it also. Little stipulation, this house is hitting the market, so the realtor is actually coming to put photos in next week. Now I told him, I said I can't guarantee I can get the landscaping job done by the end of next week. It's just up in the air because we have such big landscaping jobs already scheduled, as you guys will see in our videos, but we'll put it on the list, huh?
Yep.
It's good to be busy. All right, guys, so we're back here. We're gonna start prepping the beds. It rained all morning, so probably have a 2-3 hour period here before we'd even be able to mow. I mean, if we really wanted to, we could, but we want to get this job done. This was supposed to be done, what, last Saturday?
Yes, it was.
We got pushed back, so gonna go ahead and start prepping these beds, and we're gonna get a good weed barrier put down, and then probably come back tomorrow or Saturday and get the mulch done, huh?
Let's get it done.
Let's go. Go ahead and move this globe just because I don't want to accidentally knock it over. Cobweb.
Yeah, you might want to just go ahead and go over that.
I'll start up here.
Some of them are pretty good, and I'll just break it and pick it up.
That'll work. So the whole concept here is just teamwork, guys. We're a husband and wife team, as many of you know. We can only do so much as two people. We don't have a large amount of labor, but whenever we need to, we can get a lot of stuff done very fast, as you guys will see here. Basically, all we're doing is taking this opportunity while the grass is soaking wet and we can't mow to continue growing our business, bringing in income, and like we always say, keep mowing, keep growing, keep making money. But for this instance, it's keep doing landscaping, keep working, keep whatever, just as long as you're bringing in more and more income, which helps you grow. You can buy more equipment, you can get more labor, whatever you need to do to be more efficient as a business owner. As long as you're doing it every single day, you can better yourself and be more profitable. So look, we just knocked that bed out. That was probably 20 minutes total, but here with hyperlapse, yeah, it's probably about a minute maybe. But I'll tell you what, boy, we got a good sweat going on with that hula hoe, man. That thing, that's a great tool, but I'll tell you what, your shoulders and biceps and triceps absolutely feel this job whenever you're done. That bucket there was a little bit too heavy. TQ loaded up just a little bit too much, and I needed some assistance with her. But check this out here. This is pretty cool watching her lay out the professional grade fabric. Guys, I don't recommend buying the cheap stuff. Just go ahead and get yourself a professional grade weed barrier. It'll last a lot longer. It is more expensive just for these pins and this weed barrier, which was 100 feet times 4 feet wide. I believe it came to $106. So I know a lot of guys like to cheap out on this or throw down just some preen. But, I always like using this weed barrier, and I'll tell you what, every job I've ever done with it, using it, the customers have been extremely happy. And the next year when we come back, the job is 10 times easier to do. We'll come back in, just clean it up a little bit next year, pull a few weeds, and it's a lot easier for the homeowner to maintain, like this one here. This gentleman, he just doesn't have a lot of time to maintain his beds anymore, and he's just wanting something that's going to be simple and efficient for him to continue doing it. If you didn't notice, there's bird keeps flying in front of the camera also. I didn't really catch it at first, but TQ ended up picking it up. There's a birdhouse up in the corner of the house here. Pretty cool little shot, but yeah, look at that job there. We don't even have to throw any mulch down. It looks better. All right, so we knocked this side out together. TQ went ahead and got the professional grade fabric down. There is another layout fabric underneath of it, but like I said, can't have too much protection, right? More weeds that are stopped, the better this property is going to look for the longer period. More likely they are to call us next year whenever they want to get their mulch done again. So I've been over here continuing to work. We're hoping to get the front done just today. Moving along here, this area had a ton of grass in it. We also contacted the customer. I wanted to replace this browned out boxwood you can see here. It does have a little bit of life in it, but I don't think it's going to make it. But he didn't want to replace it, so we're just here to do the mulch, clean it all up, and that's exactly what we're going to do. But I would have really liked to replace it, or at least remove it, but he didn't want to, so you got to do what the customer asks. But yeah, just continuing along. So I couldn't do this job and not straighten these block up out front here. So that's what I'm doing here while TQ's finishing up that area. Honestly, my shoulders just needed a break for a minute from this hula hoe. But after a second, I went ahead and swapped out with her and continued on down through here. Pretty cool little shot here. I'll tell you what, this front yard with the shade and not being too hot today, it was very relaxing. Alright guys, so we're really picking through here because a lot of this topsoil, if you can see down through here, has actually washed away on the back side of this wall, and I just got done fixing the rocks. I got to fix some more over here a little bit, but we're getting a lot of washout, so we're actually going to save a lot of the topsoil. TQ's going to pick through, get most of the weeds out, and then we're going to pull that topsoil up right along the back of this wall just to give it some structure there. If you're wondering which podcast I'm listening to, it's called the Bigger Pockets Podcast. It's about real estate and investing and all kinds of stuff. But I listen to all kinds of crazy things.
And he interviewed Scott Trench on episode 876. He actually interviewed Scott on what makes a good CEO. So Aaron's a smart guy. He's a smart people. And I think he's advice. I always listen to him for what he does and the skill he does it at. Yeah, really good. Yeah, one thing that comes to mind too with this idea of like if you have to lay people off, maybe a way to like,
feel this wet. Ah.
Welcome.
I already had a bath today.
Whatever. Maybe it's time to shift and then make the change for the future. Better long term, not just looking at that. With that, let's get over to our last conversation today with Ms. Carol Scott, managing broker.
Show you guys too. These are the sharpest outside landscape fabric knife or scissors I've ever owned, guys. These are by Cobalt. These things are phenomenal. First time. So laying out this landscape fabric, you just want to go straight across, all the way across, and then what we're going to do is we're going to cut out where the trees are, the plants are, the chimney there going up, all that brickwork. Any of the obstacles, we actually discovered there was a small little root sticking up out of there. You might pick it up in the camera here in a second, me cutting it out, because it was just messing with our landscape fabric. But yeah, you just come along, cut little slits in it, and then you can wrap it around the tree like we just did there, and then pin it down. We're going to continue on up through here around the chimney area, around these little plants. And then once you get it nice and straight all the way across, you just go ahead and stake it in and then cut off the excess. But don't throw that excess away, guys, because you can always use it in other little nooks and crannies and little spots. Or, you know, a spot like we had up here where we're at right now, there was tons of grass coming through this. So it's a high sun area, not shaded as much from this tree that's to the left here. So we went ahead and doubled it up in that little area there just to kind of keep this grass from coming back through the fabric, through the mulch. It's going to make this job look a lot better for a lot longer. And yeah, I'll tell you what, it's a nice product here, this professional grade landscape fabric. Even though it's not cheap, like I mentioned earlier, this stuff right here can pay for itself over time. Just you know, using a good quality fabric, it's going to keep down on the weeds. Yes, you can throw a preen down or some other weed preventatives, but preen's only going to last you 3 to 6 months if you're lucky. This stuff here, it'll last you a good while. You can still get cracks up around the edges, but overall, this bed is going to look absolutely fantabulous for the next, yeah, fantabulous, yeah, that's a word. Look fabulous over the next few years. Right here, we're just continuing on down through here, cutting it out, real simple and easy. TQ's tacking it down here along the back. You can fold this over too. You don't want to leave excess sticking out, and it just gives it more of a cleaner overall look. I'll tell you what, we really don't even got to throw any mulch on this thing. We could just leave it just like this and it looks probably 1,000 times better, but we're going to go ahead and finish it out here and get on down the road. Alright, so we just got everything cleaned off. It started pouring, so no more recording, but we got the whole front ready to go. I think I might already said that. It's ready for mulch, TQ.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always,
Keep mowing.
keep growing.
Keep making money, boys.
We'll talk to you later.
TQ out.